Hello and thanks for joining us once again for another Board of Education meeting recap, this time for February 2022. We're so glad you could join us as always, and I'm J.D. Harden, Executive Director of Media and Public Relations, joined by co-host Superintendent Mary Elizabeth Davis.
Well, good to see you, J.D., and thank you as always for joining us.
We're going to jump right into things for this month's meeting, and of course we always take time at the beginning of every study session meeting to reflect on the important occasions, the milestones, the recognitions, and this month is no different. As this month it is Black History Month, and in this Black History Month on a national level so many organizations are recognizing the health and wellness and the contributions of our African American community to the health and wellness of our community, our state, and our nation. And right here in Henry County Schools, we're celebrating that very thing.
That's right. I actually was joined by our current president of the NAACP, Dr. Rosalind Matthews, who also happens to serve as a senior policy advisor in the CDC. We had the opportunity to really kick off this season of tribute, recognition, and celebration. So let's listen in. This month, our schools are engaging in curriculum activities and extracurricular activities to spotlight and showcase the influence, the impact, and the accomplishments of African Americans in our community and across the country. Additionally, we have aligned with many national organizations who have opted to spotlight community health and wellness, access to quality health care, the many contributions of African Americans in the fields of public health, healthcare, mental health, and wellness, both past, present, and future. So we are spotlighting historical figures of health leadership like Dr. Satcher, this former Surgeon General, who actually is a resident of our community and is credited for inspiring our current president of the NAACP, Dr. Rosalind Matthews, who entered the field of public health. And we are also showcasing additional leaders in our community like Dr. Watkins, the Chief Medical Officer at Piedmont Henry, along with our own staff in Henry County Schools who actually have dedicated their careers to the health, nutrition, and wellness of students and staff. And we also get to shine a bright light on the future leaders in health and wellness across our community by recognizing recent graduates who are in medical school across the country and current students in our healthcare pathways at the Academy for Advanced Studies. Together, it's a story of hope, a story of opportunity and access, and a story of dedication to making the lives around us better.
In addition to being able to feature Black History Month as a part of our board meeting, there's been a lot of work to share and feature many of the past, present, and future contributions from the African American community around health and wellness, and that includes not only our community members, but some of our students and our staff members. And you can take a look on our website on the front page where we have a link that will take you to all these wonderful stories so you can find out about all the many contributions right here in Henry County and our broader community. So all that being said, there were many other opportunities to celebrate and feature things going on this month, and one of those would be CTAE recognition and the important role that the CTAE program plays right here in Henry County.
That's right. CTAE is our Career Tech Agricultural Education Program, and it is an environment that is really tightly connected to the workforce opportunities right here in our backyard. We had the opportunity to celebrate the teachers of CTAE programs, our students who have really committed part of their education to really honing their skills and developing some certifications in specific industry spaces, and the amazing partners in our community that bring that learning to life in the workplace. CTAE appreciation is really spotlighted here in Henry County Schools because of the premier career academy known as the Academy for Advanced Studies, which was really a vision of our Board of Education many, many years ago. So congratulations to our CTAE program areas and to the leadership in our community for CTAE Opportunities for Kids.
Moving right along, we're able to really dive into our strategic plan and all that it encompasses, for our school system over the next 5 years, and that's become a main feature, one of our segments of our recurring board meetings. And this month, we were able to hear from Dr. April Madden about our college and career readiness. So, and I believe there was another special recognition as part of this month.
Well, that's right. I mean, first of all, our community-inspired strategic plan should take center focus on the work of our Board of Education situation so that we can deliver exactly what we heard our community say were opportunities for us to improve. And in this case, we had an opportunity to look at the investments and the improvements to our approach to school counseling. Well, it actually coincided with the celebration and recognition of this National School Counselors Week, and we certainly took a moment to appreciate our school counselors. Why don't you listen in?
Still working in the schools, I see it day to day that just like everybody else, the counselors are stretched so thin, but their job description has changed so drastically over the last couple of years. They're asked to do everything from A to Z. And I think anything we can do to lighten the load for them and to improve better service for our children, I'm just all for it. But I just want to thank all of the counselors and anybody associated with this wonderful, wonderful family. Thank you very much.
I would just like to say thank you also, and I am so grateful that we as a board decided to invest in Henry Future's platform, because like Dr. Nutt said, I know about the counselors. My daughter is a counselor, and like she said, they're asked to do everything through A through Z plus 1, 2, 3. So they're asked to do a lot. They carry a lot, and they do a lot, so I can attest to that. But this is going to be wonderful because it will lighten their load.
I may not have a counselor in my family like Dr. Nutt and Ms. Edwards, but I do know the value of a counselor. I know the value of a mentor. I know the value of someone who believes in you when you may not even believe in yourself. And I realize that a lot of our students right now are looking for that one person to say, I believe in you, and you are somebody, you will be somebody, and we're here to wrap our arms around you and give you every opportunity possible so therefore your light will shine for the whole entire world to see.
Our counselors are phenomenal, and I know that this particular platform is going to give them more time to do what they love and feel called to do with our students. So I'm really, really grateful that we made this investment, and I cannot wait to see how this helps both our counselors and our students and families.
I also want to join you and my colleagues in just showing my heartfelt appreciation for our counselors. Just the job that they do is just so great, but I know it's so rewarding. And thank you for this update. I really appreciate it. And I would like to say when Mrs. Pope and I had the opportunity to speak to that group of students, and like she said, this was brought up, there's just the way their eyes lit up at just the opportunities that they were now going to have access to so easily.
So the board report provided by Dr. April Madden was really an update on the board's expectation that we enhance our college, career, and academic planning with young people, and some of the tools that have been created for the use of our counselors and ultimately the use of our families and our students. The board invested in a tool that we are now customizing as Henry's Futures, and it is going to be that one-stop shop for every student starting in middle school in preparation for that day you walk across the stage called graduation day, in order to really see scholarship opportunities, see applications to post-secondary institutions, and to learn everything there is to know about the opportunities to continue one's education after high school. And that is really an exciting time and probably a great segue into talking a little bit about our operational effectiveness. And we started with a look at preparing for our FY23 budget.
Without a doubt, and of course, in addition to our budget, some of those items that have already been budgeted in previous years included some of the items that Mr. Josh Malcolm was able to report on, and one of those being some of the updates of construction projects and implementation across the district, one being our safety and security measures. He was able to update the board on the implementation of a buzzer system at every single school, also able to share some updates on some of the construction projects that are part of the list of the community-approved eSPLOST referendum that we will see unfold over the next 5 years. But like you said, the budget kind of took center stage during our operational effectiveness, and that really not only talks about the FY23 budget, but I believe there were some updates on the FY22 budget as laid out and impacted by the activities of our state legislature.
That's right. I mean, our state legislature has convened. An action that they take under the Gold Dome is very directly associated with the opportunities then it creates for the investments we make in our local school system. So let's talk about this current school year, the FY22 FY22 year, the governor has proposed an amendment to the FY22 budget, which is our current operating budget. And if approved by the General Assembly, it will actually amend our local budget to actually invest in a one-time pay supplement for our employees. Now, while the governor has articulated some specific job families eligible for that one-time pay supplement, Chief Financial Officer Shanika Clay was able to present to the board an estimate that we will be able to extend that one-time pay supplement of $2,000 to all full-time employees in our organization, and that would be probably around the March timeframe. It's very dependent on when the General Assembly actually takes action on the governor's recommendation, and as soon as they do that, we will be in a position to bring a recommendation to extend that one-time pay supplement of $2,000 to all full-time employees in the Henry County Schools organization in really, hopefully, in the March timeframe.
Without a doubt. And of course, moving from the FY22 mid-year budget adjustment, we're really starting to see our budget for the FY23 cycle, which starts July 1st of 2022 and runs through June 30th of 2023. We're really seeing that start to take shape, and those priorities of our Board of Education around our strategic plan really are the driver of that budget. And key to our budget is a balanced budget and utilizing all funding mechanisms to make sure that we have a very high-performing school district in which we can operate.
That's right, and really February is still a very outlook month for how we start to see the revenue for our organization take shape, as well as the investments that it will then allow being made. Our board has been crystal clear, though. Being a competitive employer in the public education field is a top and shared priority for our members of the Board of Education. They have been clear for many consecutive months that they want to ensure our students have the very best professionals in public education, both in the classroom and all of the roles that support what happens inside the classroom. As a result, we were able to start taking a look at how the prioritized investments will continue in compensation for our employees. It's really on the heels of historical investments in our in many job families, including our bus drivers, bus monitors, clinic aides, and food nutrition employees in last year's budget. That will continue with a specific focus on teachers and the opportunity to talk about an estimated recommendation of an 8% increase in our teacher salary schedule for the next year. And then we will also begin to talk about broadening that to other job families in our organization as we head into the March and April board meetings. It really is that outlook moment where we have a lot of unknowns, but starting to see some of those projections get solidified in the kinds of estimates we can provide the board for a public discussion around building a balanced budget.
And of course, some of our board members had some good commentary around this very topic, and so let's take a listen.
While the indicators shared today provide preliminary insights on macro factors shaping the budget, we understand this board has provided us with a clear compass on its investment priorities. In several meetings of the board, including last month's report on board priorities, this governance team has expressed its commitment and intention to continue to build upon investments in employee salaries accomplished in FY22, including the historic levels of investments in our clinic aides, transportation services, and food nutrition staff to enhance hourly rates of pay. The most significant part of any school system's budget is the investments made in personnel. As you can see from the pie chart at the bottom of the slide, salaries account for nearly 90% of all expenditures of our school system. And so on a per student basis, this is an investment of $8,562 per student. We know that our system's ability to attract and retain the best talent in the profession is key to advancing opportunities, access, and outcomes for our students. And we will pursue the board's commitment to invest in competitive compensation for Henry County Schools employees. We anticipate a tentative budget and holding the first of 2 required budget hearings on April 18th, 2022. The second budget hearing and final budget adoption are planned for May 9th, 2022.
We're not completed with our company class study. One thing I don't want to do is, and I believe that our teachers deserve everything. They deserve more. But one thing that I don't want to do is sit down and say that, okay, well, we'll give our teachers 8%, then the company class study comes back and say they deserve 12%, but then we find out that our financial climate doesn't allow that to happen. Then what are we doing? So can we actually get there in a gradual method to where we are actually making sure that our teachers get what they deserve, but also looking at our financial climate that is very uncertain as to how we get there. And I only bring that up because we are in the middle of inflation that has not been seen in 40 years. Gas is up. It's $100 to go and buy a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk in Publix right about now. So I believe that our teachers deserve it, but I want to make sure that when we do it right, and that we're not hurting our county later when it comes down to our finances. So that's just some food for thought just to put out there as we consider this budget.
Coming out of our informational items, we were able to take action on and hear reports from, or the board was able to hear reports on several business items. One about the bid tabulation for a renovation project at Fairview Elementary that was approved as a part of our East Bloss project. They also, approved a bid tabulation and bid for a couple of HVAC projects in our system, but this is coupled really with the investment the board is going to be making in some projects that are going to soon be underway to provide HVAC systems for all of our elementary school gyms, something that we heard time and time again from our community, and of course our board members making that a priority. So we look forward to that project really starting in earnest in the months and weeks ahead. So moving along from there, we also had a few technology related business items that were addressed. One being renewing the contract for our student information system, known as Infinite Campus, as well as upgrading our security systems and continuing that contract to provide a very strong safeguard for all of our computing devices all across the system for both students and staff. And then really the last business item was the board taking action to amend the calendars for the 2023-24 and 2024-25 school years. Both of those calendars were approved with amendments by the board and will now be in place and ready to go in the years ahead. So out of that, it was really back into the business meeting, those highlights that we love to share, starting with the inspiration for our board meeting this month provided by Excel Academy.
Yeah, let's take a look at Excel's students reciting a New Day's lyric.
May this be the day we come together. Morning, we come to mend. Withered, we come to weather. Torn, we come to tend. Battered, we come to better. Tethered by this year of yearning, we are learning that though we weren't ready for this, we have been ready by it. We steadily vow that no matter how we are weighed down, we must always pave a way forward.
This hope is our door, our portal. Even if we never get back to normal, someday we can venture beyond it. To leave the known and take the first steps, so let us not return to what was normal, but reach toward what is next.
What was cursed, we will cure. What was plagued, we will pure. Where we tend to argue, we will try to agree. Those fortunes we forswore, now the future we foresee. Where we weren't aware, we're now awake. Those moments we missed are now these moments we make. The moments we meet and our hearts, once all together beaten, now all together beat.
In addition to being able to hear from our very talented students from Excel Academy, we were able to celebrate many accomplishments by students and staff as a part of our awards and recognition. So many students and staff were recognized this month, and we'd like for you to be able to share in these celebrations with us by taking a look.
When the board takes action on personnel in a board meeting, it's always very meaningful, but in the month of February, it's especially meaningful because it is the start of our preparation for the next school year. In the month of February, the board was able to approve the distribution and beginning phases of our certified contracts being issued to our teachers and to our leaders and other certified professionals in our organization. It's an exciting day because it's when we really talk about the extraordinary role that our teachers, our leaders, and our certified professionals have played in the lives of young people, and the real desire we have as an organization to do everything we can to be the best employer to retain those employees and start attracting new ones to our organization. That action was also coupled with the appointment of several new leaders, and we love celebrating the immediate impact that new team members play in our organization. In a special called meeting previously, we were able to see the board take action to appoint the new principal at Hampton High School, Mr. Quentin Ward. Welcome to the team, Mr. Ward, and we are excited for your impact at Hampton High School. And we were also able to see the board's action to appoint a new chief of staff, Dr. Duke Bradley, who will be joining the executive leadership of this organization. In this month's personnel, we were able to see and celebrate the appointment of Stacy Odom, our new facilitator for recruitment and retention of classified personnel. And we were also able to see the appointment and celebrate the impact of our new Director of Facilities, Nick Schmenk. Welcome to the team, and we look forward to your amazing contributions on behalf of the young people who depend on Henry County Schools and call Henry home.
And that really put a bow on this month's Board of Education action and meetings, and so we are so appreciative of you tuning in to be able to hear all of this wonderful news. And of course, we want to leave you, like we do every month, with the sights and sounds of our student inspiration as we close out this meeting. But on behalf of the Board of Education, Henry County Schools, we thank you for joining us. I'm J.D. Harden, Mary Elizabeth Davis, and we'll see you next time.
Come. Look at what kindness, yet, for even solace can be sourced from sorrow. We remember, not just for the sake of yesterday, but to take on tomorrow.
We heed this old spirit in our new day's lyric. In our hearts we hear it. For all lang syne, my dear, all lang syne.
Be bold, same time this year. Be bold, same time. For when you honor yesterday, tomorrow you will find.
Know what we've fought need not be forgot nor for none. It defines us, binds us as one. Come over, join this day just begun. For wherever we come together, we will forever overcome.
While this is just a monthly recap of the Board of Education meetings, you can find the full-length version by visiting our website or clicking on the links in the description section below.